Today I'm in one of the biggest tourist destinations in the world, and certainly NYC, Times Square. There's a lot of amazing things to do here and I guess not to do here. So today, this video right now, I'm going to be telling you guys the top 5 things to do and to not do in Times Square. Let's go. Elmo. When you first get to Times Square, things are big, loud, and absolutely crazy. But when you take a step back and let the feeling take you, you feel a certain hustle. That's why number 1 is to feel the energy of New York City in Times Square. Okay, for number 2, Broadway. In New York City, the best musicals and theater are right here in Times Square. I don't know very much about Broadway or musicals, but my sister does. Take it away, Zoe.
This one, best musical. This is Disney. This is not a good show.
Bronx Tale's not good?
This is Wicked. This is Patti LuPone. This is a revival that didn't win. This is Charlie and the Chocolate Chip. That's The Lion King. This probably should have won Best Musical.
Come away from me.
Come from away.
Come from me. Away.
Come away from me. This is the best play on Broadway right now. Indecent should have won the Tony Award. However, that just closed August 6th. So if you're gonna see a play in New York City, it should be A Doll's House Part 2.
Number 3, it's kind of a weird and I guess insider tip. Go to the Marriott, ride the elevators, have fun, scream, do amazing things. Okay, now go.
So out of patience all I need. Was that just the end of being more than friends?
How long have we been riding this elevator for, Zoe?
12 minutes.
Uniqlo, 3 Floor Forever 21, American Eagle, Express, the M&M store, the Hershey's. Number 4. Number 4 is the shop. I personally don't do any of my shopping in Times Square, but all the big brands are here, so it's an incredible thing to come here and to just mull around in the shopping area and to shop until you drop. You know, after doing the top 4 things to do in Times Square, you get a little bit hungry. So right now I'm going to my favorite restaurant in Times Square, Sardi's.
I'll just go now.
Yes. Okay, now Times Square is an absolutely incredible, amazing place, but with a tourist destination as big as this one comes, you know, scams, things that are not so great to do, and also just very touristy destinations. So this is kind of the things that you should not do in Times Square. Number 1 are these vendor guys right back here. Now before anybody says anything, let me explain. See, I go to these vendor guys every single day for, you know, a bagel or lunch or dinner, just something like that. It's an incredibly cheap and New York kind of way to have a meal. However, here in Times Square, it's the most expensive and overpriced thing you can buy. I think a hot dog costs something like $5 or $6 like per hot dog. A pretzel costs something like $7 or like $8 per pretzel. It's a ripoff. So don't go to these hot dog guys and pretzel guys. Go 3 streets that way, and there's a car that's gonna hit me. Go 3 streets that way and get a pretzel for, you know, $3 or a hot dog for like $2. The Statue of Liberty, Spider-Man, Batman, Mickey Mouse, the Hulk, the Pink Panther. Do not give money to these people. It may look fun and inviting and amazing and kind of like Disney World, but these characters ask for money, and all the money ends up going to one gang member that does very bad things because gangs are bad. Number 3 are comedy shows. You know, I love comedy. I love going to, you know, different stand-up comedian shows. However, in New York, they pitch that it's for free, but then when you go there, there's like a 3 or 4 drink minimum, and these drinks cost something like $10 a drink. So at the end of the night, you see semi-good comedy and end up spending, you know, $40 on not very good drinks.
Hey, seriously? How much is the comedy show?
How many people you got?
Is the drink minimum?
2 drinks at every comedy. Caribbean Long Island iced teas at 13, beer start at $8, $9.
Number 4 is do not dine out at chain restaurants in Times Square. You know, you have Olive Garden, McDonald's, Dos Caminos, Pizza Hut. Like, there's so many chain restaurants here, but they're all more expensive than the usual ones. You know, if you go to McDonald's, which I suggest not, but if you go to McDonald's in Times Square, a double cheeseburger is something like $5 or $6, where usually it's like $2. Olive Garden, it's the same thing. Like, it's crazy how much the food is here. So again, instead of dining here in Times Square, go over 2-3 blocks and you will find incredibly amazing and well-priced food. Okay, number 5 is to not listen to anyone about their advice on Times Square. Except me. Now what I mean by that is New Yorkers would tell you not to go to Times Square because it's kind of the most touristic place in New York. But it also gives you a sense of the New York hustle in kind of a few streets. Times Square was built on kind of the New York City hustle. You see, the New York Times came to Times Square, which was just uptown at the time, and moved their biggest office up here. The problem is that nobody was here. They were all downtown. So what they did was they actually paid businesses to come here to have their advertisements, to have their offices, so that they would get better recognized and have a bigger office. And today, this place is incredible. Like, the real estate here is some of the most expensive real estate in New York City, and the advertising space is some of the most expensive advertising space in the world. I think it's one of the most visited tourist destinations in the world, and to be honest, the energy is just incredible. You have every single culture here, you have every language. Just, you know, when you walk around, you hear Spanish, French, you hear Chinese, Japanese, like everything is just everywhere. So it's an incredible place to visit for the energy, and so don't listen to anyone on their kind of rep of this incredible couple block place. Okay guys, I really hope you enjoyed that video. Now, if you saw in the beginning, this is episode 2 of kind of a video mini series of New York City for the tips and tricks of what to do in New York City. Whether you're a New Yorker or a tourist here, just be sure to comment below on maybe a destination that you want me to go to, review, to tell you tips and tricks on, and we'll go from there. Okay, thanks guys.